My name is Israel.
And I'm Lena.
Today, we want to discuss with you, our community, about our experience with in-laws, the mistakes we made, the lessons we learned. We are doing this to help somebody out there.
Yeah.
So we are sharing with you our personal story. In this area, we know that many times is the family of the husband, most times, that encroach into marriages, because they believe that they own the man, is their son. He took a wife into their house, so that's the mindset. So they are more likely to intrude than the family of the wife. It happens both ways, but most times it's from the husband side that intruding comes in from in-laws. In our own marriage, I made some mistakes at the beginning of our marriage. I'm saying it right now for the whole world to hear. I made some mistakes in this area, because when we newly got married, I didn't seem to grasp the the um, the power of that scripture that says that two shall become one. I was a Christian, of course, following God. I knew the Bible, but I didn't seem to grasp the depth of that statement, that the husband shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they two shall become one flesh. Because when we newly got married, my family members, some of them came into our marriage and tried to dominate the marriage. And this was over 30 years ago. As naive and inexperienced as I was as a husband, instead of me to stand by my wife and defend my wife and fight for my wife in the marriage, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And that caused my wife a lot of pain, as would any woman. That caused her a lot of pain, a lot of injury in her emotions, until I came to. I discovered that, well, this is a big mistake that I have made. I need to make up for it, because nobody in my family or anywhere should come to my house to try to dictate how me and my wife live. Nobody. Only both of us should determine how we live our lives. So that's one lesson that I learned on my part as the husband of this woman.
Can I say something here that, if you are watching this video and you were involved in this, we have nothing against you, okay? And we have forgiven everybody and we have moved on. And you all know that. Everybody knows that. That even those days, as far back as, 90, 1990, 91, down like 10 years or so in our marriage, there were people, some family members who were like, I would say it the way it is, were sworn enemies. But today we are best of friends. So what we are saying right now is in the past, and people need to know it. People need to hear it. Okay, I told my husband, I said, let's do a video about this, because I see a lot of people are sending me messages. How do I handle in-laws? How do I handle in-laws? My mother-in-law is doing this, my father-in-law is doing that to me. How do I handle this situation? So I told my husband, I said, let us do a video concerning this. Let people learn from our mistakes, okay? So, with no offense to anybody, with no offense to any family members, we all know that everything is good now. We have all grown up. We have all
Everything has
moved
been
on.
good for so many years.
Everything is good. So, but
For so many
it's
years.
a testimony, okay? Because there are no testimonies that somebody cannot share. That's one thing I want us all to realize. There is no testimony so you cannot share. All testimonies happen so that somebody else can learn from it.
Absolutely. Like my wife said a while ago, one of our daughters is married now. We learn from our own mistakes. Guess what? We're not going to intrude into their marriage. We are letting them have their space, live their lives the way they want to live their life. We can advise them, but we don't want to make the mistake that we made in our own marriage of trying to intrude in their marriage and tell them what to do, what not to do. We don't do that. We learned. So we are doing this video so that everybody will learn this from our own mistake, from my own personal mistake, because of my upbringing and the way I grew up. I didn't know any better. But if you are in a place like that, if you are a husband and your relations, your mother, your father, your siblings, they are trying to step on your wife's head, and you are siding them instead of fighting for your wife. This is the day you change it. Change, let the game change. Because your father, your mother, your siblings, none of them is you, but your wife is you. You and your wife, you are one flesh. Excuse me. You're not one flesh with your parents. You're not one flesh with your siblings. You are one flesh with your wife. In the eyes of God, you are one with your wife. So, and the important thing to note is this. For my wife particularly, my wife began our marriage, when we newly got married, with great respect and love for her in-laws.
Everybody.
For her in-laws. Even my junior, who were junior to me, she will mention their name with respect. Call them brother, so and so, brother. You know, because of her own culture.
Yeah, I grew up to learn to respect everyone. And my mom told me, respect your husband, respect your mother-in-law, respect everybody. As at this time, you didn't have a father anymore. So what happened actually was that I loved my mother-in-law so much, so much, so much. Before we got married, our relationship was so good. We're so good. She's late now. We fell out because of some things that we want to share right here. But later we made up. We made up to the extent, and to show you also that it is the devil, it is the enemy trying to, to bring
destroy
the marriage
marriages
down. Okay? Yes, many years ago, before my mother-in-law passed, she passed is not just recently, not long ago, she passed. But before she passed, sometimes we sit down together and we talk together, and I started telling her there, I said, Mama, do you know you did this to me? She goes, did I do that to you? I didn't know I did that. We will laugh about it. We will laugh. Say, Mama, you didn't know you did this to me. You didn't know. She will say, I didn't know. She calls me Elena. Elena, my pikin. I don't know. I didn't know I did that.
So it was not her doing it. That's the point you are making.
You see, so it wasn't her doing it. It was her doing it, but she didn't know what she was doing then. Maybe probably it's the same way her own mother-in-law treated her. Some of these things, it is passed from generation to generation.
That's right.
But somebody must have to break it. Somebody must have to stop it. And I am all out for mother-in-laws. Mother-in-laws, you don't have to destroy your children's marriage. Whether you are the girl's mother or you are the boy's mother, you don't have to destroy your children's marriage to prove that you are strong or to prove that you are entitled to them. You are entitled to your child. No, you don't have to. You have to respect your daughter-in-law and love your daughter-in-law and give your daughter-in-law or your son-in-law their space. That is when you can enjoy your respect and your dignity and your honor as a mother or father-in-law. Okay? So, like I said, I love my mother-in-law. I will go to their house then, those years.
Plait her hair.
Make her up. I will, plait her hair for her, weave her hair, do her braids and all of that for her. Then, she goes to church. At that time, she had been converted from Islam to Christianity. So she goes to church. I will go to her house sometime like that time I was still in your hometown. I will run to her house Sunday morning or Saturday night. I will go tie her hair tie down for her because I know how to tie hair tie a lot. And your mom was always tying hair tie. Anytime I see her, I'm like, Mama, you didn't tie this hair tie well. I will tie it and tie it so
properly for her.
Well, for her, she goes, oh, you know how to tie it? I say, I know how to tie hair tie. We're just doing that way. Our relationship was good until
when we got married, the enemy tried to cause the trouble that he tried to cause for us.
When we had the first child, she came to the house and I saw a different mother-in-law. Before she came, I was so excited she was coming. I was excited she was coming to come help me. Then when she came, I now found out that she came to rule, she came to dominate, she came to tell me what to do, what not to do. Even give me boundaries in my own husband's house. And this word is always common. My son's house. At that time, I was so vulnerable. I wasn't able to talk because I've learned to respect. So I was not talking, I was not speaking out. But I was always going, behind my husband. I'm like, I want to push my husband forward, say, hey, honey, please, when talk to your mom, talk to your mother. This is what she said to me today. That is what she said to me today. I wouldn't talk back. I wouldn't do anything. But it got to a point, it got to a point that she pushed me to a point that, like when you push somebody to the wall, there's no way to go anymore. The person will turn face against you. I got to that point. I now turn against her. And turning against her, I didn't like use insulting words on all of that. But there was something when she accused me of, because of the way we were always, loving ourselves, we're in love, you know, the way we're
Always
acting,
close to each other, husband and wife.
we go out together,
we're coming
we do
together.
things together, we go to church together, we pray together, we eat together. She didn't like it. So one day she told me to my face that I have given my husband love portion. She keeps saying that to me. So one day I told her, I said, hey mama, yes, I gave my husband love portion, but not the type you gave to your husband. My own love portion, it is spiritual, it's different. It's not juju, it's not African, It's Africa. That's where like my people will say
things fell apart.
calabash break, things fell apart.
Things fell apart.
And that time I will run to you to help me. I didn't want to talk back. I didn't want to fight back. I didn't want to say anything. Okay? Then I will run to you to help me, but you were being diplomatic, kind of. I understand your situation then. It's your mother and I'm your wife. You couldn't. I want you to talk about that.
Yes, it's a very difficult place to be in when it comes to being able to use wisdom to mediate between your mother and your wife when they are not flowing together. But the mistake that I made, which I said earlier, was the fact that I didn't seem to grasp the fullness of two shall become one. If he said, this Bible says, the man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. That's what the Bible says. So, in cleaving to my wife, it means that I am more close to her than I am to my mother. That's the fact of the matter. That does not mean I don't respect my mother, or I don't honor my mother, or I don't love my mother. I do all of that. So what I'm supposed to have done, which I learned later, was stand by my wife,
protect your wife,
protect my wife, preserve my wife, defend my wife, at the same time honor my mother, respect my mother. In that way, I strike a balance between both of them. That's the way to handle it. Defend your wife, honor your wife, respect your wife, and at the same time respect your in-law, your family. Honor your family and draw a line. Say, my father, my mother, I love you, I honor you, you are my father, you are my mother, thank you for all you are doing, but this is my wife. Please allow us to live our lives as husband and wife. In that way, you strike a balance between both. Because if you made the mistake which I made, which is not defending your wife, trying to please your family members, you have trouble in your hand. But thank God we overcame.
Big trouble. So the trouble was not only with mother-in-law, it was also with other family members. Oh man, I experienced like hell. I'm telling you, like hell. Like I mean like hell. And I was going through all that, and you weren't defending me, you weren't protecting me. I felt this man doesn't love me. And so I cried to my pastor and I said, I'm divorcing. I'm going for divorce. So that was, I said, I'm going for divorce. I was done. I was so hurt. Listen, we are saying this because the issue of forgiveness, here, this is where the issue, forgiveness should come in. Okay? So you see us today sharing love. We are, happy. We are doing things together. Our love is still high. It doesn't mean that we did not experience issues in our marriage. So forgiveness is the key here.
Very vital.
It came to a time I'm like, I love this man. I really love him. Even when I was saying that I was going to divorce him, I'm leaving. No. I can't handle this anymore. Okay? The sisters will come to the house. The brothers will come to the house. The mother will come to the house. Experienced so much humiliation. I got beaten. Okay, and there was a day that something happened that I had to run into my bedroom and lock the door, and one of your brothers was going to beat me. He carried iron, was breaking the door. It was the breaking down of the door that, the landlord heard. The landlord came out and said, hey, who is breaking things there? That was what saved me. I had to send somebody. Somebody had to run to go call him. And when he came, that there was trouble in the house. So then when he came, my husband was just quiet. He didn't defend me. He didn't protect me.
You see why I say I made mistakes? That was a mistake that I made. But thank God we overcame the mistakes.
So that hurt me so badly that I was like broken down. And so the thing is that at the end, I forgave. I forgave them. I forgave my husband. And then we moved on. Today, life is different. Today, these same people, we are best of friends. We relate, we talk, we visit each other. Like we talk about the past. That there was a time, some of them came to me and apologized years after and said, hey, we really wronged you those years. We are sorry. And and I took it. You see, if I had left the marriage, all this would not have happened. Maybe I would have been married to another man. Who knows what I will experience from that man? It may not be in-laws intruding. It may be a cheat. It may be wife beater. It may be, you never can tell, So I forgave my husband. I forgave everybody. And we move on. Today, it's not the same thing. So the situation you are going through right now, if you are going through a situation, it's never going to be permanent. There's no situation that is permanent.
So you have to learn. Part of the lessons we learn is the power of forgiveness. Like we are telling you now. I made mistakes at the beginning, but I learned, and then I apologized to my wife. Then my people apologized to her, and then she forgave, and we are working together in love. Together in love. So the thing is, this is the lesson. Don't hold on to the grudges of the past. If you hold on to them, it will affect your future.
Yeah.
Like we said in the beginning, we all make mistakes, don't we?
Yes.
We all have mistakes we make. The mistakes are different. Now, whatever mistakes you have made, acknowledge your mistakes, and then get past it and keep moving on.
Yeah.
Because if you hold on to the mistakes of the past, it's going to block your future.
Yes.
So the negative things we experienced in the past, if we had held on to them, we won't be here today.
We won't be here today. I won't be here telling our story.
That's another lesson I want to share with you from our experience. If you hold on to the mistakes, the injuries of the past, you're not going to go anywhere. So let the past go. We're going to talk about the past now, and then we are smiling, we are laughing, because we have overcome the past. So you can also overcome your negative experience of the past and move your marriage to the next level.
Yes. So don't allow your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father to intrude into your home. Don't allow it. It's a big mistake. It will break your marriage apart. Okay? Don't allow it to happen. So this is just a little bit of our story concerning handling in-laws. Set boundaries. Set boundaries. Let nobody come and say, my son's house. No.
It's your houses. It's your houses. it's the house of the son and the daughter. Your son and wife is their house.
Not your son's house. It is my home. Okay? It is my home. Whatever your son has is what I have. It's mine.
They make that mistake a lot. You've had many men tell their wives, get out of my house. Why is it your house?
Which house?
It's our house.
It's our house.
It's our house, And there's some wives who don't know any better. It's okay. You want me to leave your house? I will leave your house. No, it's not his house. It's your house too. Because marriage made you one.
Exactly.
And you now own the house together.
Exactly.
No such thing as this the husband's house. No. The house is for both the husband and the wife.
In fact, let's talk about that right now.